Hi, I'm Ashley. Welcome back to my channel, and today I thought I'd share with you a slight hoarding video. I don't know about other homeschool moms. I think we all pretty much do this, but when that back to school time comes and all the school supplies go on sale, especially if you have a tax-free weekend or week in your state, you tend to want to like stock up because that's the best deal you're going to get all year. What I did was I went through my supplies to see what I had already that I will not need to purchase for this upcoming school year, and I thought I'd share that with you. So I might still have to purchase some more glue sticks, but I do have a pack that has regular and scented glue sticks in it. Now my kids really like the scented glue sticks. However, they don't seem to stick as well. I like these purple disappearing glue sticks, and I do tend to stick to Elmer's brand because I have tried the store brands and they also do not stick very well. One thing that we lose a lot of is clipboards, and it's mostly because my children take them outside or to their rooms and never return them. So I bought a bunch, 6 additional clipboards. And ironically, well, I guess not ironically, but my husband found all of the old clipboards. He went clipboard hunting, and so we actually don't need to bust these out this school year. Hopefully, we'll see, but when we do need to, we have them on hand because clipboards are going up in price recently. I also have a plethora of pencils, mechanical and the like. So I have these little storage containers that I got from the Dollar Tree years and years ago, and I have them in the rainbow carts, the ones that are, it's like made for scrapbook paper that you could get at Michael's. They're really expensive now, but I didn't pay that much when I got them years ago. Anyways, that's where I keep our school supplies, and these are just old, whoops, look at that. These are just older pencils we have from last year left over from the packages. Those are the mechanical. And we have lots of these like wood pencils as well. I have Ticonderoga, and I also like these Papermate Exam Standard. They have no eraser, and that means the eraser can't go bad if we don't get to using that pencil in a while. Now this is going to sound really weird about being like a pencil snob, but I am. As far as HB pencils go, or number 2 pencils, I prefer the Ticonderoga brand, but my favorite pencil is an H2 pencil. So I have this, I think you pronounce this Staedtler brand, and I like this one. I also found out that you can order, it's called Hard H3 from Ticonderoga. So these are my favorite pencils. So yes, I do have my own pencils, and that sounds weird, I know, but I love them, and I don't have to buy any more for a long time. And what I really like is the Staedtler ones the eraser won't go bad because there isn't an eraser. So it literally is a pencil that could last until the wood rotted. Another thing we won't need to buy is scissors. So we used to lose scissors, but we've recently found them all, and in that process I wound up purchasing a couple of these Westcott brand scissors every time the Dollar Tree gets them. I think they're a really good scissor, but I have some still in packages, so we will not be buying new scissors this year, at least not for the house as a whole. I do have already something for the girls for when we start back. For a new supply, it does include scissors, but they'll get that then, and they're the smaller scissors for little hands. Erasable pens. We have the friction pens, and my kids actually don't like them very much because they don't like the gel version of the erasable pens. What they like are these Papermate erasable pens. And the reason is they don't like what the friction pen, the texture it leaves on the paper after you've erased. To write back over it is, it's a different texture. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that, but my kids have. And so they prefer these Papermate erasable pens, even though they are a little bit spotty when you're writing with them. I got 2 packs of blue, and then I use the red, that's why one's missing. Because I am known to accidentally mark a question wrong in a math text and have to go back out and never mind, that wasn't wrong. So anyways, I use the erasable pens now too when I'm grading math. I have an extra pack of these twistable crayons from Ollie's. These are actually a scented pack. And I don't know if you have an Ollie's where you are, but you can find some really amazing deals there. And for interesting things like an entire pack of 24 twistable scented crayons. And then they're not the yucky scents. They're all sweet. They're not like those gross scents, but they do have those if you're interested. This is just an unopened watercolor. We don't usually use Crayola watercolors, but I guess I've had this for years. I'm going to give it to my, well, she'll be 3 at the back to school time, but she's 2 right now. I'm going to give it to her so that she gets some supplies as well, because she just likes to participate in school and she likes to watercolor while we're doing things, and so I'll give her those. I have an extra pack of Bic pens, blue, that is our preferred color. And then I have an extra pack of the bold color pens. I don't really like these because the bold is such a bigger nib. It's, what is it, 1.6? I think it's a 1.6. So it makes for just much bigger lines. We do use this a lot, this double-sided Scotch tape. I will probably be buying more of this. I only have 2 of these left, and we probably won't finish them before the school year is over, but I do have 2. I did buy these recently because although we don't really need more mechanical pencils right now, they do tend to get broken. So I really like I have 2 different sets of them. One was just bright colors, and one was the glitter color pencils, and they are the Pen & Gear brand from Walmart. Now I really like this, and I like the way the Pen & Gear lead writes. However, the plastic is a lot more thin on these pencils, so if you accidentally drop it on the floor and then step on it, it's a broken pencil. And my 6-year-old, well, I'm sorry, she's 7 now, but she'll step on one of these and break it. So it's not like it's because it's an adult stepping on it. So these tend to get broken easily because my kids drop pencils. So I got a pack of the colored Bic pencils and the pastel Bic pencils, mostly for my daughter. And these don't break as easily, plus they were on a deal in Amazon. These were only $6 here recently, and so I got both of these packs. They were $6 a piece. I'm not sure I'm gonna need these primary journals for a while. I realized that I have a bunch of primary journals. Now my 6-year-old, she doesn't really use, I keep saying 6, but she's 7 now. She doesn't really use these books with the drawing at the top. She could use these that have the lines all the way up and down. But more often than not, I wind up making her notebooks and then binding them. And so I found that we actually don't use these as much as I thought we would. So I will probably have these even until my 2-year-old is starting to do things with us more formally. These I have extras of, but I absolutely will be buying more because we use sketchbooks for everything. I love these just to give the kids to draw on their own. They are a lot more inexpensive. The Walmart ones are. The only thing I don't like about them is these coils do not hold up. They get smashed, they get bent. They're not a great coil. It's a very thin coil. So when we are doing schoolwork, I actually prefer a bound book versus a coil book as far as sketching goes. Okay, sticky notes. I have sticky notes. Sadly, this isn't the only unopened brick of sticky notes that I have. I have lots of sticky notes. I get them when Sam's Club puts them on sale. And I like this little ones from Walmart as well, the Pen and Gear brand, because these make excellent bookmarks. We mostly use sticky notes as bookmarks or making notes in books. So all my kids get packs of sticky notes, and on the sticky note I bought these clear sticky notes. If you buy these at Walmart, even the Pen and Gear brand, they're really expensive, and I get them on Amazon. I know Mr. Pen has some. I can't remember the exact brand this pack is. It came with these flags. But these are fantastic for sticking in the middle of a book that you don't want to write in, but you want to annotate something or you want to underline something for the future. And you just take off the sticky note and put it right in the page, and you just do your underlining or your annotating. And so I love using these when we have a library book that someone is like using for school and they can't write in it. And it's perfect. You just have to remember to take out all the sticky notes, or else, you know, somebody's going to question why you underlined that when they check it out. I have lots of, are these all, okay, those are all erasable, of colored pencils. So I have 2 extra boxes of the skin tone colored pencils. And then I have 3 of these 12 count colored pencils. And I have, oh no, these are special. These are actually watercolor pencils. I got these on clearance at Barnes & Noble, and that was a good deal. I couldn't pass those up. But we do have other watercolor pencils. So sometimes I'll just stick these like in a pencil pouch if we're going somewhere instead of taking our big collection. And I will take a small collection. I also have this pack of Prang colored pencils that we just haven't gotten to yet. I have 3 packs of erasable colored pencils. I really like the erasable ones when they have to color for math or when they have to color for mapping. I think it's better to use an erasable color pencil because if you make a mistake, it's easily erased and you don't have as much residual color left behind. Okay, I will admit that back to school 50-cent box of crayon thing, that gets me every time. I never need more crayons. We don't need more crayons. I need to figure out what to do with crayons. But I still have leftover 50-cent pack of crayons. And I have 3 boxes of the skin color crayons. Now, I like the skin color pencils and crayons because when you do get the random like 24 pack or 36 or even their bigger packs, you don't get a lot of options for what, you know, skin tones could be. So I really do think having the Colors of the World crayons is very useful. However, we just haven't been using them as much, so hopefully these don't go bad. I don't know, do crayons go bad? I also have this pack of crayons. This one must have been like, I think the Crazy Art, I mean this is really old, I'm not even sure. No, it's Rose Art you can't find anymore. Crazy Art they still have, but I think this was like 25 cents. And then more crayons. So the difference between the Crayola and the Crazy Art and these are the Bic crayons are actually break resistant. I have had my 2-year-old step on one of these and not break it. I found these at Ollie's. I like them. They're great travel crayons because, again, you're not going to wind up with broken bits in your car. However, there is, don't know if you can see it, it's kind of hollow here, so it makes like a little crevice in there. Now this bit will break, the thinner part, but like the crayons, we haven't had a broken crayon yet, and we took these all the way to North Carolina when we went out of town for a month. Not one crayon got broken. I have chalk. I will probably buy more chalk, but I do have 2 boxes of white and 2 boxes of color. I don't actually use this. I keep this for the kids. We have one of those easel whiteboard chalkboards from IKEA, and my 2-year-old and my 7-year-old like to entertain themselves sometimes when I'm working with my older children by pulling that out and drawing on the chalkboard. And I have those, what are they called? Like a case for the chalk so it doesn't wind up all over their hands. It's like a plastic thing and you press the button and it goes up. And yeah, we have one of those, but I have the refills for those. The high polymer erasers, my favorite. They're the white erasers that erase everything so cleanly. However, we have not been needing the cap erasers, and I find my kids actually don't like the cap erasers as much as they like the handheld erasers. But then we run into the problem of we have the world's worst golden retriever, and she will eat anything, and she will eat high polymer erasers because she's just not very bright. So if these get dropped on the ground, she will eat them. But these don't tend to get dropped because they're on the back of a pencil, so I think we might be winding up, I can't even speak. We might wind up getting to these this year. Another Barnes & Noble find, also another crayon, is the boxes are all, okay, I'm all done. The boxes of watercolor crayons we have. So they come with crayons and a watercolor brush. We have not used any of these yet because we have so many other watercolor things that we do use. But I would like to give these a try, at least just because I bought them and we should probably use them. Another pack of colored chalk, but these things, even in the case, they do break, so it's useful. I have 3 boxes of thin markers. We actually don't need any more markers for next year, so I probably will not be purchasing any. And I have boxes of highlighters. I personally like the pastel highlighters a lot better than the bright highlighters, and some of my children do as well. But then again, I have some that like the bright highlighters. So we have 2 boxes of these. This is a 24 pack and this is a 12 pack. So we shouldn't need highlighters. I say that, and we might wind up with some more because every school year, my husband and I like to take the kids school shopping and let them pick out the things that they really want for themselves, and we don't really tell them what they should or should not want for themselves. So of course they'll go and see what we already have that they can claim for themselves, but if they really want like a special pack of highlighters or a special pack of pencils, we'll let them get that still. But as a whole and as a need, we definitely don't need any of the stuff that I've just shown you. So maybe I'm alone in my hoarding, maybe I'm not, I don't know, but I hope this video has at least entertained you a little bit, and thank you for watching.